Namaste everyone. I'm here once again with my channel Everything Simplified. Today I have tried to simplify an essay from MOSAIC grade 11 Measure English, and this essay is written by Bruce Dollar. And talking about this essay, Bruce Dollar had visited China two times, and on his visit he visited 2500 miles areas to learn about how the Chinese people upbring their children in kindergarten schools. So he has come to the conclusion by observing himself, and he has written some interesting facts about child rearing system in China. So Chinese care for children is different in cities, and it is different in towns, and it is different in village. Uh, Generally, working mothers leave their children with the elderly citizens of the home, or sometimes in some communities they also leave their children with their friends. And when their friends are busy and they have to go on a work, they take care of their children, and when they are busy they just leave their children to their friend's house, and sometimes the neighbor also. This is what happens in the village. And children are also looked after in preschools and kindergartens by the nurses and the surrogate mothers, or by teachers. So though there are few differences in different places to bring the children, to upbring the children in their one way, the interesting fact is that many things of the way they care children in China are similar in many places. Let's say in the whole country, the way they upbring their children, it's similar. The motto is similar. Their purpose is similar. So the the things and the values and practices they want to instill inside the baby's brain, it's similar all around the world, except a few minor differences. And as per Dollar, Bruce Dollar says the Chinese nurses teaches focus on group activities rather than the individual activity. Why? Uh, this has some interesting reason. Chinese people focus on group activities because if any student, inferior or superior, more talented or less talented, if they all are in the same group to perform some particular task, then everybody feels they are like a star. Okay, so this practice is really praiseworthy. For example, in Nepal, when we see some students a little higher than other students, then we focus him or her, and every task is centralized upon him or her. So in the comparison of this practice, this Chinese practice seems very scientific, because the more confidence we can build in the brain of the children, the more their capacity can come out. So that this practice seems scientific in the sense that everybody feels like a star if they work in groups. So that Chinese education system in the kindergarten and for the small child, they focus on group activities, and it has many advantages of working in group advantages. And children are also encouraged to engage in mutual help to increase the feeling of altruism or coordination. For example, when they work in group, some child may have some problem, some kind of problem, other child may have another kind of problem. When they come together, when they work together, when they share their experiences together, they can better learn that. And what happens inside indirectly in this activity is, when the more they are engaged with other people, the more they can learn socialization. Okay, mutual help, cooperation, love, kindness. This is what happens. That's why Chinese people or Chinese teachers focus on altruism and that's why they are engaged or encouraged to be engaged in the group. And another interesting fact is that when the children are provided with the toys, playthings, they play with the real, real professional toys, like the toys of pilot, toys of driver, toys of farmer, toys of teachers, okay, rather than other inanimate objects. So this implies one very powerful thought inside the brain of the child. When they play with the toys of a farmer, when they play with the toys of a pilot, when they play with the toys of a soldier in the same place, and they have the respect for all the professions in the world, all the people are equal, so that focuses them, or that instills them the feeling of dignity of labor. And they will develop the sense when they grow up that all jobs are equal, no jobs are less important than any other, because work is god. So that incident in the kindergarten may eventually make such citizens who will respect every jobs when they grow up. This is what happens in the kindergarten, and this is how they teach them, okay. And then sometimes teachers knowingly provide children with some heavy objects or heavy toys to play. Why? If I am very small and if they provide me some heavy object, and if I cannot carry it, if I cannot pick it up or move it away, then I need help from my friend. Hey, excuse me, can you help me to pick it up and move this in that place? So that develops the feeling of, mutual cooperation, mutual help, and that will lead them to help other people, and that will lead them to ask for help if they need when they grow up also. So that shapes a good citizen in the future. So this is practiced in kindergarten. From the very beginning they are given such feelings. That's why the feelings which are imprinted in our brain in our childhood can never be deleted, okay. That is why they focus on that part. And another interesting fact about mischievous children is, in Nepal, when we see some mischievous children, we may physically abuse or physically beat, or we may scold them with the high pitch, okay. But they do not do so. They have a different way of treating with the mischievous children. Like when they see some students doing something disruptive, disturbing, then they don't pay attention to them, to the particular child, because the more the child is given the attention, the more he is, lured to do such mischievous things. He continues that, because he thinks everybody is looking at me, and he wants to show some of his attitude. So when they see some mischievous students in the classroom or anywhere around, the teachers don't pay attention to them, and rather they also don't punish them physically, but they always try to bring them in the right track, and they persuade them. They convince them, but they never beat them physically. And that is another very good way of upbringing the children from the very beginning, okay. And teachers always teach their students that helping and sharing is more important than winning. Even if in the running course, when children are running in a competition, and if some child falls down, then another child, he is not duped with the thought of winning. He stops and he tries to wake his friend up. That feeling is precious, okay. This is what we need to teach the children. Winning is not much important in comparison with helping other people. Helping other people, seeing the happiness in other people's face is precious. That is our property, that is our treasure. Being a human, or we can cherish that. That is why the children are taught to help and help in the difficult situations to other people rather than focusing on their individual goal. They always focus on social goal or the national goal rather than their individual goal. They think if I win, I win individual. That is my individual achievement. But if they can motivate all the group to do something better, then everyone is happy for winning. So this is called the social achievement. So in China, children are taught to help other and to focus on helping rather than winning. This is another important point to be noted. And most surrogates, nurses, and teachers, when they are selected in schools to teach the children, they don't give first priority to the academic qualification. Rather, they focus on their passion of loving children, their interest in children, their real enthusiasm to teach and to sharpen the children to a good citizen. So this thing is given the priority first. The teachers interest in children, only then comes the qualifications. This is also a different practice from other other part of the world. Like also in Nepal, we first give priority to the academic qualification, only then we come to other things. But this doesn't happen in China. It is totally different. And the academic qualification seems secondary. It seems secondary importance. Okay. So these are some of the points you can include while writing answer about the child care in China, and I have tried to include it only the short and the most important facts to mention in your exam. And on the basis of this pictorial description, you can write the difference between the child rearing system in China and child rearing system in Nepal or many any other countries in the world. And then you can illustrate the way they treat their children, the way they provide their children to play with, and the way they try to instill the feelings inside their brain, like the altruism, social cooperation, mutual help, understanding, and making everyone a star. And then helping is important than winning. So these are the points you can include in your answer. Thank you so much. Have a good day. See you in another video. Subscribe my channel, like it, and share it with your friends. That's why you won't miss any other upcoming videos. Thanks so much.